Hey guys, it's Britt. Today we're here to talk about Miss Self-Taught Beauty. I had a little bit of an update, but I also wanted to make a plea to Mandy in this video. I am pretty sure that she watches my videos. She's responded to me directly before. She definitely knows who I am. And in my personal opinion, I think that she still watches videos that I make about her. So I'm hoping that this will get into her hands and maybe she will actually hear me out for once instead of making me out to be the bad guy. Hey guys, before we get into the video, I did want to place a trigger warning in the beginning of this. I'm going to be discussing the welfare of Mandy's cats. So if that is upsetting to you or you're not in a position where you want to hear it today, please skip this one and I'll see you on the next one. But for everyone else, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so we're going to start out this video with a brighter note, and then we'll get into some of the more serious issues. First of all, I want to say congrats to Mandy. She allegedly has found a full-time permanent job, which is fantastic. That's very exciting. So congrats. Secondly, I have a lot of concerns about her cats, and that's been a long-standing issue. And now that she is saying that she is going to be working full-time, I have even, I would say, the same, if not more, concerns about her cats because they are now going to evidently be alone in a shed. She has kittens that shouldn't be alone and shouldn't be in a shed. The adult cat shouldn't be in a shed. The whole situation is terrible. The way that I found out about this life update is obviously from her YouTube channel. She updated 4 days ago saying, I got a job at the, and then she puts a construction emoji, y'all. 776 views 4 days ago. Now she does say in this video that it's doing something with concrete and she doesn't want to give out too many of the details, but then she still basically describes the company, and it's not that hard to figure out based on where she lives, where she might be working. I don't think anyone should be contacting her employer. You know, that's what I consider going real life, and that's something that she really needs. And by working, she's not hurting anyone. So allow her to work, allow her to get her income unbothered. But as far as describing the company that you work at and people knowing where you live, it's not that hard to put two and two together. So if I was her, I wouldn't even put that out there. But either way, like I said earlier, congrats. Now, I do have a really big concern. On the second video that she put out, this was a day ago, it has 437 views. So we're going to listen to a part of this video now. And essentially, the whole thing with Mandy is she needs to get to payday. Well, I have a couple of questions. When you are collecting donations off of your subscribers, first of all, she said she was working 3 days a week. Then she has her AdSense money. Then she has donations that she receives. In between those three streams of income, I'm not sure why getting to your first paycheck would be such a big task to do. And the main reason that I say that is because YouTubers get paid on the 21st or the 22nd of the month. Since this month, the 21st, fell on a Sunday, we got paid today, which is the 22nd. My YouTube money came through, no problem, as it always does. Luckily, knock on wood, I've never had any issues with receiving my payment or being late or tied up or anything like that. With that income coming in today, and she's attempting to make it to her first check, I just don't understand the fluster to continue to collect donations. Now in this video, she states that, let's just listen to it from her.
Oh, they would have to fire me or lay me off to get rid of me, because I'm going to go, I'm going to show up, and I'm going to do the work, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability every day. Monday through Friday from 7 to 3:30, I will be there.
So Monday through Friday from 7 to 3:30 are her alleged hours at this new company, which is fantastic because that's full time. And if you're working full time, you're able to get your benefits and have structure. The reason that I have a big concern is because, as we all know, she has a cat and numerous kittens. So winter's here. It's basically around the corner. It gets very cold at night, and it stays cold during the day now. Hey guys, I wanted to throw this in probably some part of this video. I ended up looking back on her video, and a little montage at the end of her most recent video where she shows these kittens. She claims that they're ready for their forever homes, but that leads me to have even more questions. These kittens have definitely not seen by a vet, allegedly, in my personal opinion. Secondly, who is she going to give the kittens to? Are you vetting these people to make sure that they're in a financial position to take care of a cat? Do they actually have a house? Is their house in a livable state so that the kittens aren't going to be living in squalor? Are you going to be making money off of kittens that you didn't even take to get proper veterinary care? So I did want to update that. Allegedly, they're going to forever homes, but again, that leads me to have more concerns than it does answers. But I did want to throw that in here so that you guys are aware. Allegedly, these cats are going somewhere else, and I'm very worried. If you are gone from, say, 6 to 4:30, considering that you're commuting each way, those cats are in a shed alone during the day. You can't leave a heater running during the day while you're not there. You know, we've already been on the whole rabbit hole of the kerosene being toxic, and those tiny little kittens should not be within 50 feet of kerosene. Kerosene fumes. The shed is not properly insulated, so it's not able to hold any heat. These small kittens are unattended, call it 9 hours a day. How is that okay? Here's my issue. You cannot call yourself an animal lover and in the same breath say that you're leaving cats unattended for 9 hours a day in a tiny shed when they need vets. Have those kittens been to the vet yet? Have they had their shots and their checkups? And, you know, again, this is coming from someone, I don't know a whole lot about cats. I know more about dogs, obviously, because I own a dog. But as a general consensus, any young animal needs vet care. They need vaccines. They need to be seen by medical professionals. They should never be in a freezing cold shed with a woman who claims to be an animal lover when she's clearly not. Mandy, to me, is someone who likes to obtain animals, but she's not in a position to care for them. And that's where I have a big, big problem with all of this. You're in such a hard financial position that you have said many days, it's either heat or eat. So if you're in a position where you need to heat or eat, then that tells me that you're definitely not taking your cats to the vet. They're definitely not getting the adequate care that they need, especially at such a young age. And they are stuck in a freezing cold shed while you're now allegedly at work. How is that fair? How is that okay? It's not. Point blank, period.
Her money since I'm getting so many donations. Well, girl, let me tell you, just because I ask for it don't mean I get it. I haven't had a donation since November 7th, and it's really hard, you know, but I was able to get a few blankets, got some gloves and some toboggans and stuff. You know, I've got animals that I got to feed as well. I have got $7 left to my name.
So Mandy focuses a lot on the food for her cats, and that is only a 5% part of what these animals need. It seems to me that she does not understand or want to recognize that owning an animal is so much more than feeding them and giving them an orthopedic bed, as she liked to point out last year. I don't care about an orthopedic bed. I don't care about, toys and stuff that you're buying them. I care about the fact that there are tiny, tiny little kittens that are in this freezing cold shed. And if they're not freezing cold, then they're being warmed up by a kerosene heater and inhaling these toxic fumes. Their little bodies aren't built to survive that. That is not what having a kitten is about. It is about so much more than that. You have to make sure that they are taken care of, and you have to make sure that they're seeing a vet. And even on top of it, seeing a vet for normal appointments, what if something happens? If one of those kittens starts acting funny or gets sick, she's not in position to take them to the vet because she can't even take them to the vet for normal appointments. So what about sick visits? What is she going to do?
And of course that's going to have to go for kerosene. My kerosene ran out this morning at about 3. I'm assuming at about 3. I got up at about 3:30.
So she wants to talk about not getting a donation since November 7th, and then how her kerosene ran out at 3 o'clock this morning. Here's my question. What about the income from the 3-day-a-week job that you were working at the community center? Where is that money going to? Because if the only thing that you're buying is kerosene, you have no right to own animals. It really pisses me off. And I'm trying to stay calm in this video because I want to recognize that getting a permanent full-time job is fantastic news, but that doesn't help the situation with her cats and the kittens. And in fact, the fact that they're now going to be unsupervised in a very cold shed only adds to the problem.
When it was blistering cold, so I do have to run and get that. I am sitting here shivering now. It's supposed to be in the 50s.
So you're sitting there shivering. Let's think about these tiny little kittens who are now going to be unsupervised while you're at work. And even if, let's just say in Imaginationville, she has someone who comes by twice a day to check on her cats while she's at work. Let's just say, I don't think that happens, but knowing Mandy, that would be her solution. Oh, I have a friend that comes by. Bullshit. But let's just say that someone comes by a couple of times to check on them. That does not solve the issue that they're in a freezing cold shed. Now they're just in a freezing cold shed and they have someone pop their head in once or twice and feed them.
I don't know. It still feels cold. I'm like shivering. But that $7 will be going in kerosene. What we're going to do for dinner, I don't know. I still have to wait to get paid from this job, so it's not like anything changed drastically like right this second. I do have to keep going to work to get paid. So for anybody that thinks I get donations like every day and I get a whole lot of money, it don't work like that. I'm afraid to disappoint you, but it does not work like that. And some people wanted to know why my boys ain't working. My boys do not have their IDs, and my first few checks they will be getting their IDs, and they are more than willing to go. They're ready to go. You know, I'm proud of who they are today. They love to work. And they even looked at me. They said, Mom, you don't have to do this. We could figure out how to get our IDs another way. We can go do this. You could stay home.
I don't believe the whole storyline with her boys, even though they're adults, not being able to get their IDs. I just don't believe it. You know, to be honest, I don't believe anything that she says anymore. And that's why I want to recognize, congrats if you got the job. That's wonderful. But unfortunately, this also goes back to a long history of lying to people online, lying, sad fishing, grifting. So now when something like this happens and anything comes out, it's going to be questioned.
But I'm going to keep pushing, guys. And they know I could do it. I mean, I've worked some really crappy jobs. People hate when I ask for donations. Guys, I'm just trying to survive. That's all I'm trying to do is survive.
But this whole survival story, we've heard that for so long. And I understand if you are, you know, taking the time that you need in order to get your things in line. But at this point, and this is the way that it's been for over a year now, I am extremely concerned for the animals that she's essentially holding captive in that shed. Because, like I've said before, she's not in a position where she can properly care for these animals, and now she has baby animals in the shed, and her being in that situation is very unfortunate and it's sad, but the animals didn't ask to be there. And even if we're taking them being cold out of the equation, when they are warm, they're inhaling kerosene fumes. So it's a lose-lose. You either screw up their health and you don't have the money to take them to the vet, or they're freezing cold and still crammed in a shoebox no matter what.
What I got in my PayPal account, you can't screenshot Cash App for some reason, but there's 41-cent balance sitting in my Cash App. You know.
So this is a huge lie. I can say it for a fact because I opened a Cash App just to see, are you not able to screenshot Cash App? That would be really crazy, but I wanted to confirm from my own knowledge. It is in fact false. I will put my screenshot right over here. I could log in, screenshot my balance, and share it with anyone that I wanted to. In fact, I sent a fake email just to make sure that it would actually show up for the recipients without any problems, and you could. So in my personal opinion, that is a situation where she doesn't want people to see her Cash App balance because it is probably much higher than what she would like the subscribers to know about. Again, that part is my opinion. The part that is a fact is that you are able to screenshot Cash App, point blank, period.
Everybody thinks I'm getting thousands of dollars, and I'm not. It couldn't be furthest from the truth. And that's nothing. You know, we still got to eat. I still have to get stuff for my animals. And heat is the utmost important thing. I'd rather starve as long as I'm warm. I know it's bad to say, but it's either heat or eat sometimes. And it's awful, so I can't wait on my first check.
So that's all of my social media currency that I will be giving to her for today. She said it right there. It's either heat or eat. So Mandy, if you see this video, and I'm going to stay calm, cool, and collected for this part of the video, please, for the love of God, allow an organization to come in and take those kittens from you. Please, I am begging you. So many people have asked you, and I know that you delete comments like very often. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Once you move, and hopefully that's soon now that you have a job, once you move, you can have another cat. Nobody said that there's a problem with her being a cat owner. It's just right now. Those young kittens need so much more that you're not providing them. You are risking their health. You are risking their life. You are risking their overall quality of life by keeping them in this tiny shed that is not properly insulated. So it's either freezing cold, or when it's actually a manageable temperature, the cats are inhaling those kerosene fumes. This is the same issue that we had last year. And I'm not being invasive towards Mandy. I am not digging for a bunch of personal info and going knee deep in it. I'm responding to what she's putting out herself. It comes directly from her, either in comments, community posts, or video. And my concern is at an all-time high because you see these little itty-bitty kittens, and you don't have to be a veterinarian or someone who's an animal know-it-all to look at that and realize that it's wrong. It would show so much growth on her behalf if she would allow people that are qualified come in, take the kittens and cats from her while she saves up money from this job that now she's allegedly working, And then once you get back on your feet, of course, have at it, because at that point, then if the cats are home alone, they're in an actual safe structure that is not at risk for, essentially falling apart. Who knows? And they're also not freezing cold while you're at work. They're able to live a quality of life. Right now, you're not able to give that to them. So for the love of God, please reconsider holding on to those cats. I know that I feel like I'm talking to a wall right now, because this will somehow be twisted into me being a mean girl and trying to ruin her life, just like I was last year. Not it at all. It never was that. But I have grave concern for those cats. And I'm sending my well wishes to Mandy. I hope that this job is everything and more that she could want. And I hope that she can get back on her feet. But for the time being, please stop holding those cats in that shed. It's not fair. And I worry, we're right around the corner from December, January, February, March. The next 4 months are going to be absolutely treacherous. And I couldn't walk out of my house knowing that it's going to be 30 degrees outside and my heat is off. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm not living in a shed. Like, my house has, normal insulation, probably not the best, but you guys know what I mean? Like, I could not walk out of my door with my heat being off, knowing that it's freezing cold and knowing that I'm going to be in a warm building for 9 hours while I have animals at home that are freezing cold and probably in very dire need of veterinary care that's long overdue. So either way, that's all that I'm going to say about this for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you would like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.